Hi, welcome to Future Dragon Rocket. I am not Ryan Reynolds. This is my Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 1 Best of video. It was a great start, great right off the back, Episode 1. Little slow throughout the middle of the series, but really strong ending as well. So here we go with number 5.
And the rebellion has been foiled. And a name Jedi hunted down and defeated. The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
You can say that again.
But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger.
That was just an amazing start with Emperor Palpatine doing Order 66, a callback from 2005. We all saw that in the theaters in 2005, and I never really expected to see Order 66 again, but that was crazy. And also to think that, somewhere up there during that speech in Season 1 is Padme just listening to that, saying how this is how liberty dies with applause. So that was a crazy start to the series, and it really set a really good tone that it's going to be deeply involved in the whole lore of Star Wars.
A rampaging adolescent Rancor is not the distraction I was anticipating.
Coming in at number 4 is Season 5, The Rancor. So this is another callback to 1983, Return of the Jedi. This is the monster in the basement of Jabba the Hutt's palace that Luke eventually kills by throwing a rock at the door lock, and then the door falls and kills this Rancor. So we're seeing this Rancor as a baby. Huge callback to seeing Return of the Jedi Rancor as a baby, and that was just another huge, cool callback in this first season of The Bad Batch.
Relax. This won't hurt a bit.
You're in direct violation of Order 66. We'll destroy the equipment if we don't get him out of here. You're all traitors! Draw him out. Omega, stay with Tech. Snap out of it. All clones in violation of Order 66 shall be terminated.
Coming in at number 3 is Episode 7, and that is probably one of my favorite episodes of the season, because that really turns the Bad Batch against each other. I mean, the whole season, it's Crosshairs against his fellow brothers, but this one, Wrecker against his fellow brothers, and that whole scene of Wrecker against the whole Bad Batch, including Rex, and then at the end of that scene, he's got all his brothers taken down, and then it's Wrecker going against Omega. And it's just like a scene out of a horror movie. The music was amazing. This was probably my favorite musical number from the whole season. And the whole thing seemed like a horror movie. That whole episode, that whole scene really, that whole scene of Wrecker and the inhibitor chip going crazy. That was amazing. And that was unlike any other episode in the season 1 of the Bad Batch.
I further analyzed Omega's genetic profile and discovered she has pure first-generation DNA.
Whoa. Why? What does that mean?
All clones were created from a host named Jango Fett. While our genetic structure was modified for growth, acceleration, and obedience, Omega is a pure genetic replication.
How many clones like that exist?
To my knowledge, there's only one other. A male clone, codenamed Alpha, later referred to as Boba. Since he disappeared at the start of the war, that makes Omega the sole living source of Fett's raw genetic material.
Coming in at number 2 is episode 9, and this is when Omega is revealed to be basically the sister of Boba Fett, the female clone version of Boba Fett, which is a huge reveal. I'm going to love to see how this plays out in the future. We saw Boba Fett basically fall to his death in Return of the Jedi in 1983, and now we just saw him return in season 2 of The Mandalorian last year. So that was a crazy reveal. It's got huge implications for the future and where that's going. It also means that she is part of the family. She is a sister to all these brothers in the Bad Batch. They come from kind of the same clone material. She's the original source. They think that she is still the original source of DNA for like the cloning material off Jango Fett. No one, I guess, knows that Boba Fett is out there with also the same original DNA material. So I'm gonna love to see where this goes in the future. Earlier on in the season, everyone kind of thought like, oh, is she gonna develop force powers or something? But no, I guess she's not gonna develop force powers. But she is the female version of Boba Fett, and that's gonna be really interesting to see in future seasons and potentially other Star Wars projects.
What exactly is in that mountain? Only one way to find out. This looks like some sort of military base.
Not one that I've ever heard of.
An honorable mention for one of the better scenes that I don't really think anyone's talked about, but I think that's episode 14, and that's when they visit planet Daro, which I think is Daro. If you look at the closed captioning, planet Daro, it's like in the Outer Rims, it's uncharted, there's not supposed to be anything there, but there is something there. There's a huge Empire base there, and I thought that was really cool because my theory is that that's potentially Starkiller base in the sequel trilogy. I'm not really sure how they could, do something so huge, but to take a planet out of its gravitational pull or gravitational cycle and turn planet Daro into Starkiller base is something I thought of. That was my first impression seeing that. Something it's completely off the charts in the Outer Rims, but yet there is this huge base with all kinds of ships landing in there. Was a bit of a shocker to see. So that's my honorable mention of, maybe number 6 best moments from Bad Batch Season 1.
Sir, we're in position.
Open fire.
Hurry! Get to the lift!
my favorite moment of season 1 of the Bad Batch, part 1 of the season finale, they destroyed Camino. They basically destroyed that whole city, which who knows if that was really the only thing going on that whole planet, but that was definitely, almost like a test run of, in A New Hope, of them destroying a whole planet, having the Death Star fully operational, all these ships just blowing Camino to bits. The music, just the shots fired, it was crazy. It gave me chills watching this, thinking the Empire is destroying another planet, or had destroyed another planet. If you're thinking about watching the sequel trilogy, essentially Camino in the sequel trilogy is no longer there. And so it's just crazy seeing the Empire basically destroy another planet. Obviously the planet's still there, but there's really no life. It's just nothing but water now, essentially, since they destroyed that, I think. So that was, in my opinion, the best part of Bad Batch Season 1. Thanks so much for watching Future Dragon Rocket. Subscribe down below. Share on social media. See you next time.